Hi, this is George Devendorf. I'm CEO and editor of CFL Business Journal. And last week we had a little mini webinar, if you will, online. And the audio came out okay, but the quality of the video was pretty poor. So what I've done is to put the audio together with a new set of slides that will hopefully help you follow it along a little better and see where we were going with it. So I'm not going to waste a lot of your time. I respect that. You're busy, I know. So with that, here is the recording from last week. Hi, this is George Devendorf. Online I go by Corky, so you may see me referred to as that. But I'm CEO and editor of the CFL Business Journal. And while I hate this part of the seminar because it's just blah, 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 but I'll keep it short, I promise that. You do need to know who I am and that I have the expertise to help you out. So not to bore you stiff, and I promise I will make it quick, but my experience goes back to having owned my own business for decades now. 30 years as a commercial insurance agency. And I've spoken with literally thousands of business owners and even spoke before audiences of 500 plus a few times. I've served on the board of directors of association and been on agent advisory boards for insurance companies. I also spent 3 years negotiating reimbursement contracts for physicians and diagnostic centers with insurance companies. And some of my work's been featured on CBS, NBC, ABC, Fox, and multiple other smaller media outlets. Since 2000, I've been working online in one capacity or another in addition to insurance. First, I started with eBay, and we had too much of an auction habit, and that was the only way we could get rid of some of the things, it seemed. And then in 2004, I signed up with Google AdSense and AdWords programs, and I got my education as far as search engine optimization and online marketing during those years. I'm considered a platinum expert author with easy articles for my contributions, and I've continually studied the online marketing world. And when I semi-retired in 2012 to be near my grandkids down in Florida, I got bored and I started an online magazine, which is where we are today, CFL Business Journal, and it's kept me involved with the online marketing world. Now, I'd used what I'd learned to promote my own insurance agency, and I've helped several clients with their promotion issues as well. What we're talking about tonight is really niche specific. So if you have a restaurant, a spa, or a massage service, or perhaps a beauty shop or florist shop, you're in the right place, because our topics and our solutions lend themselves to each of those very well. It actually all started because I had an aunt that was in real estate, and she wanted some help in developing leads online for that. We broke out her system in February, and that month turned into her biggest February ever. They had offers on half a dozen houses and buyers for another 12 still looking. Now, if you've ever been in upstate New York during the winter, you know that no one buys houses in February because you just can't see them for the snow. But they did. So what we did worked so well that her brother-in-law, who had a restaurant, heard about it, and he also wanted some help. And some of the things we did for real estate worked for restaurants, but there seemed to be better avenues to approach, so we developed those. Each business niche may have its own best approach, so to speak. But at the time for restaurants, there wasn't anything that quite did the job we wanted done. We had to piece things together for it all to work cohesively. And that's what we developed. We developed a means to use online marketing to take advantage of people's new best friend, which is their smartphones. And I'm sure you've seen them in your places of business and all over the world. And we brought them into Carrie's restaurant. We all eat out, at least on occasion, and some of it's well planned, and some of it depends on just when and where we get hungry. But quite often, we tend to return to our favorite places more so than to try a new spot. Now, habits can be hard to break, and while they can be a little hard to make as well, it's done subconsciously without the knowledge of the customer in many cases. It's just something that subconsciously happens. It's the little things that can add up. And if you can get someone in the door 3 or 4 times a month, you're well on your way to creating a new habit for that person or family. And that's what we're working on now. One of the greatest ways to make a habit or to start a habit is to reward them for taking our desired action, what we want them to do. And one of the leaders in bringing in new business has been Groupon. Now, most of you have Groupon offers out there, so you know what I'm talking about. Groupon, they've made a business of introducing new places to strangers on a regular basis. And then if they're happy, Groupon's also very happy to sell them another coupon for them to dine or get a massage or buy flowers at your place repeatedly. And that is where we're going to look tonight, at the people that Groupon sends us. Because we already performed a service once. We fed them, you massaged them, etc. once. So, Groupon makes a whole industry out of selling coupons, and if you're seeing the same people with Groupons month after month, you've developed the habit, but you've also developed a partner in Groupon. Why do we need Groupon to send them back for another 75%, more or less, of the charge that should be hitting your cash register? Have you ever wondered how you could get them in at least once via Groupon and then bring them back yourself? Well, that's what we're going to look at tonight. Now, I promised you no high pressure and no exaggeration and just not to hype things up, and I'll make good on that. But what we're going to look at is a follow-up system for your Groupon customers, all right? Does that make sense? If you could step in front of Groupon selling them that second coupon or third coupon or fourth coupon, that's 50% to you, 50% to Groupon, usually. So there you've increased your fees by 100%. Well, that's what we're going to look at. And I'll caution you that the numbers we use are very hard to refute because they're your numbers. And I'll invite you to test drive our system and to play with our tools to satisfy yourself of their accuracy, and you can put in your own situation. But what I have to by law right now, I have to tell you that I cannot and will not guarantee you that you'll make anything if you use our services. That's the law, and this is the legal disclaimer that I have to make you aware of. And it's just the truth because every situation is a little different. I certainly can't help you if your staff won't promote the idea. It can all depend on them, and that's just one reason. And to be fully above board, I want to tell you that I have an offer that I'll make at the end. So I think that's it for housekeeping. If we're ready, let's move on. Both our times are valuable, and we don't want to waste them. So, now I told you I would tell you how you could do this yourselves, and I will. But frankly, most business owners are too busy not to have me do it for them, especially when they hear what we charge. And I think and I hope you'll agree that it's a no-brainer, but you're certainly welcome to take what you learn here and to put it together into your own system. That won't be without expense for each component, and it certainly won't be fully automated because it took us years to do that and a lot of investment. But if you simply don't like me or for whatever reason and you don't want me doing this for you, you can do it yourself for about the same money, perhaps even a little more. But just so you know, you're already participating in a similar program as to what I'm going to show you, but on a little different side of the fence. But that's Groupon that runs it. And when they contact customers, they're the one benefiting from it, again and again and again. So if you're subscribed to any of their offers, you must get emails from them trying to sell you more offers. just something to keep in mind as we go along. Just a seed right there, so you have an aha moment in a while. One of those hot damn sort of things. So consider that all the repeat customers Groupon are probably there because Groupon used a system like I'm going to tell you about to sell them another offer and take 50% of your income from it to do just that. A sales commission, you could call it. So I'd like to show you how much more money you could be making using your own numbers, and again, keeping in mind, this is exactly what Groupon is doing. And you can step in front of it with your own system and make the money that Groupon does on the repeat sales with all the resells. And, as I said, I can make these numbers up, but it would be much more meaningful if we used your actual numbers, wouldn't it? So I'm wondering, is there a volunteer that can show up on the chat and just volunteer some of their numbers? We'll work on your situation specifically. That'd be anonymously, of course. Oh, okay. Well, now we got 3 or 4. We'll use the first one. That was Sheila. Thanks, Sheila. So Sheila, if you can get to the chat here, and we'll log in. Maybe we can go back and forth, and you can answer my questions as I pose them, and we can work with your numbers, and we'll see what happens. What kind of business do you have, Sheila? This works for restaurants, spas, massage, florist, all sorts of that. I'm hoping you're one of the... Okay, small restaurant. That's good. That's good. That we can help you with. How many offers does Groupon sell for you a month? Okay, 60. Well, that's a little on the small side. This may be a little bit of a challenge, but so much for a live webinar, huh? Well, on the good side, I think it'll still work, and if it works for 60, just imagine how well it can work for 100 or 500 or 1,000. How much are they sold for, including both yours and Groupon's share? About $30. Okay. That's better already. If you'd told me 5, I might be dead in the water to make 10,000 out of that. But anyway. All right, so 60 offers at $30 is $1,800 a month, right? 60 by 30. Okay. Do you see many of the same people with coupons each month? Okay, there's a few. You don't have a real number on it, though, do you? No. Okay. Okay. So that's good, though, because the value received is good enough that they want to do it again. Now, if you'd said no, then I would have had to have told you that maybe you need to craft your offer a little better, keeping in mind that your goal would be to get them to start coming in with Groupon and then remain for the coupon that you're going to offer them. But we could help you with that, too, if need be. So that would mean you're getting about half of $1,800, or about $900, right? Yeah, plus any add-ons, sure. But what we're going to be talking about right now is that portion that you get out of the coupon, the $900. Now, do you have any idea how many you could get to sign up to a VIP customer appreciation list if you were to say to all your Groupon people, if you sign up to our VIP list, we'll give you another coupon for the same service and same price? Do you think 50% would, especially if you pointed out that they didn't have to buy this coupon, just redeem it when they came in within the next 2 weeks? Okay, good. She thinks that's a fair number. So, super. Sheila thinks she can sign up about half of her 60 Groupon customers a month. That would be 30 coupons, and her deal price is $30 each. And there's the key. You don't have to split that revenue with anyone. Want a quick system set up that's better than nothing, and do it on your own? You could sell them a gift certificate. You can call it a coupon and just make it for the same offer they came in for, and you've already doubled your revenue. That would be a little short-sighted, but it'd still be much better than what happens now, because Groupon sells them another coupon, and they keep half of it, right? Okay, so 30 coupons by $30 is $900. And if you could do that each month, you'd have 900 times 12, and that's 10,800. That's over 10,000 right there. And as I'm sure you understand, that if these customers came through Groupon or Living Social or whatever deal program you may be working with, you'd have to do 60 more coupons a month for the same revenue, not 30. You have to think about that for a moment. So which is a better return on investment for you? Not Groupon, you. You'd have 30 coupons by $30 is $900 in revenue, or you'd have 60 coupons times $15, which is your share of it, would be the same $900 in revenue. Well, it's the first one, obviously, right? Yeah. You'd have half less in food costs, lights, payroll, you name it. And again, this is just what Groupon is doing. They're contacting customers in almost the same manner, and they're stepping in front of your cash register to collect half of your money on repeat business. And they're making the extra $10,800 on Sheila, and probably more, because they have 100% of the list members already, not on the 50% example we use for Sheila, and they're selling them all sorts of other things. Even advertising, to other restaurants, not just yours. And, to be fair, that can work in your favor too when it's another restaurant's patrons that they're selling your coupon to. But anyway, I don't want you to think that I'm bashing Groupon, because they can certainly be an important source for new customers, no question. That's why you deal with them now. They bring in new customers. But your goal shouldn't be for Groupon to bring in repeat business. Shame on you if they repeat. That's your job. That's half your money. You can continue to split the revenue and make Groupon your silent partner, or you can start selling to repeat customers. Does that make sense? Okay, Sheila's saying I'm with you on this. I always wondered how I could bring that group of folks back without having to pay Groupon half my tickets. I never had the organization, I guess. I like it. But how much would having you do this cost me? Oh my gosh, I guess I did one hell of a job. I've got lots more material to share, so unless everyone here is all set to sign up, I'd like to show you what else we have for you. We'll get there, Sheila, but I'm not done yet. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Let me have you think about this for a moment, and hold on to your socks, because this may just blow them off. If we can get those 30 to make a habit out of coming in each month would compound. So the second month, you'd have those 30 from the first month plus 30 from the second month, you'd have 60. In the third month, you'd have 30 from the first month, 30 from month 2, and a new 30 for month 3, or you'd have 90 in month 3, and so on. To make it a little easy on my mind, I'm going to stop at month 3, but understand it just keeps going and going, and each month a new 30 to add to the total. And in a perfectly predictable world, those 3 months, that would be 90, 30 from 3 months, plus or times a $30 ticket, and that's $2,700 in month 3 alone, not just $900. But the world isn't perfect, so let's say 50% dropped off. Things just didn't work out for one reason or another. Lots of your competitors may have enlisted my services, so many are going there. I don't know. The guy's new girlfriend likes Italian and not seafood, or there's a lot of reasons. So let's cut it by 50%. That would leave you $1,350 for month 3. I know there should be $900 there for month 3 alone, but let's just say. And let's say $1,200 to be even safe and easier to calculate, because $1,200 by 12 months would be $14,400 for the year. Plus, we stopped our compounding after month 3. If you took the compounding out, the actual year end would be $10,008 for month 12 alone. But it keeps going. Again, if we take half of $10,800, it's $5,400. And even if you had $55,000 for month 12 alone, cut that in half again to be sure. maybe $2,500 in added business for month 12 from compounded. That would be right around 83 tickets, and we'll call that month A. Or month B, you could need 166 Groupon deals that month. 2,500 divided by your share of Groupon, or 15, that would be 166 tickets. That's not addressing your hard costs like your food, your lights, your payroll, and that's just to do the same revenue in month 12. So much lower return on investment because of those hard costs, but the same revenue. Does that make sense, everybody with me? Okay, I know it's a little confusing, but if you just think about the 30 for 3 months, and month 3 being $2,700, and we cut that in half, we came up with $1,350, and then we just took it, we lowered it to $1,200 just to make it easy on my little brain. But anyway, I'll get you a graph so it works out, and you can take a look, and we'll put that up there. But there's more. There's another group that we've totally neglected here. There it is. Don got the answer. What can we do for the other customers, he says. What if we gathered a list of them as well? That's right. And what if we offered specials to them to bring them in just one more time a month? Free coffee with a meal, or a free drink, or free dessert, or 10% off your next bill in the next 3 days. And so how many regulars do you have, and how many may just come out, for a time or two a month? 200, 500, 1,000? I'm not sure how big a place you have, but it's going to get bigger. I'm going to use 400 as a number, and we're going to use the average ticket sale of maybe about $45, and so 400 we can work with. If we could get half of them to come in one more time a month on an average sale of $45, and let's say we give them, to get them in that extra time, let's say we give them a 20% discount coupon. So that would be 400 times half, or that would be 200 on your list, and times the average ticket of 45 less 20% would be $36 for your ticket. So 200 by 36, that'd be $7,200. Times 12 months would be $86,000, and that's all additional. This is just getting them to come in one more time a month. Let's say this is crazy talk, though, and although the way we structure it, I don't think it really is, but let's say we're double reality, and half of that is $43,200 of money you didn't have before setting up your lists, plus our 14.4 from your Groupon couponers. I may have made up a word there, but that's a total of $57,600 in money left on the table right now, and it could reasonably be over $100,000 more because we halved it all over the place. Even if we're half of that, though, it's still over $25,000, and you haven't split it with anybody. Now, for the same with Groupon, you'd have to double the number of tickets. Double it. Ingredients aren't free, food isn't free, light isn't free, payroll isn't free, and Groupon certainly isn't free. And I don't care if you have a garden and own a stockyard. Now I'm hoping all this makes sense. Okay, getting some good response in the chat box. Yep. Yeah, beautiful. Okay. I've shown you some of the money you left on the table. Do you think you'd like to hear more? Yeah, okay. I don't blame you. I would too. Now, as I said, you could do all this yourself. There would be some expenses, but more so lots of aggravation, and time is the big thing. You can't replace that, nor can you do two things at once in most cases. You'd have some website work. You'd have to build, have a few landing pages built, and you'd have to have one for each offer or on each segment of your list, and they'd have to be redone when you change your offer. You'd have to segment your list, which you may have 3 or 4 reasons somebody might sign up. You'd need an autoresponder, And this would let you remind them of any number of things, like the expiration date of their coupons, or tell them news about a new menu item you have, or a new chef, whatever. And your numbers will be much, much better if you use SMS, which is text marketing, instead of, or at least in addition to the email. And you should write that down because it's important. So if you can, you should do it by SMS. The problem with that is all organization. I don't know of any system out there that coordinates between email and SMS except ours, and it's unique. You would have to run two systems manually side by side, and to have someone, you'd have to have someone sign up twice, not just once, to run both of them. So, if you want the best results, I'd stick with SMS. You see, the reason is that the open rates on SMS, you'll read anything from 90 to 98%. And on email, you'll read anything, depending, of course, on the email and so on, but you read anywhere from 8 to 20%. And if you're somebody I didn't know in my inbox, and even some I do, it'd be down around 1 or 2%. I just don't open email. But then it's a matter of creating the offers and following up with people. And then you'd have to do some promotional graphics. They'd want to be appealing. And you'd have to create your offers. Your offers, and then you'd have to create coupons for each offer. And then you'd have to keep the offers fresh, adjust your coupons. And you'd set up a redemption system to keep some kind of control. You need something that even a new waitress could handle. And I guess you could use a paper coupon. Our system redeems it right on their telephone and electronically gives you a run whenever you want it to tell you where you stand. Paper, I guess you could add them up when you get a moment, but ours would be electronically. And once you get comfortable with these two lists, your Groupon and regular, I should mention that a great way to get in with all of them is to remember their birthdays and anniversaries. You send them a coupon for their birthday, like a free meal for a birthday person in a party of 4, or, it's another list and campaign and coupon and promotion to set up, but it's well worthwhile, and it gets them back in, and it builds a great relationship with them at the same time. Not to rub salt in the wound. Well, who am I kidding? I guess it is, but how many other restaurants do you know that send notices to remind you to come in and redeem your birthday coupon, and then follow up on that? We have a 4-part series that we use on ours. Anniversaries, we do the same thing. Now, how many other restaurants do you know that send notices? Any restaurant that uses our software does, but other than that. And what a time to ask them for a review. That you control, of course, but we can enable that for you if you like as well. And we even have another tool to control the interview. And yes, it's additional, but just to give you the idea of how automated we are and some of the other things we can do, if it's a good one, we'll ask them to post it to Google or Yelp or for another coupon. And if it's a bad one, we refer it to you before it's posted, and then you can try and accommodate their worries. Whatever ticked them off, maybe you can fix. So anyway, we'd get the good reviews posted, and just good reviews being posted are a great source of customers, because those climb higher in the Google placemats, and with that, more people go by those. It just snowballs. And it's an advanced strategy, but it's a great one. It's something we can work up to as you're comfortable with it, and that'll help you increase your list too. Then work on integrating Facebook if you do it yourself. A few ads to locals there with your coupons, and your list could be really full. And you could set up a refer a friend script. Send 5 friends a compiled text for us and get free drinks with a dinner for 2. And again, it's a great list builder, but a little more advanced again. And that's not to suggest it won't be some effort on your part anyway if we did it for you, because you'd still have to get your staff to steer people towards your list. And if you aren't ready to make 10,000, 20,000, 57,400, even more from making suggestions to your customers, then this won't be for you, in all honesty. Yes, I have ways to build your list without that, but it would actually cost you more money. Not 10,000 worth, but cost for a few months until you're happy with it at least. Not that it's a bad way to go, but you have the free grain of sand in your hands that can turn into a pearl now. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you, culture it and promote it? You should understand that your customer list can be cultured and developed from people that already know, like, and trust you. Why make it difficult? I'm not saying don't expand your efforts, but start with the low-hanging fruit. People that know, like, and trust you already, your customers. It's usually much harder to get a new customer than it is to keep an old one. Well, another part of our service is to support you in your customer sign-up drive, and we'll print tabletops and posters and cards, to give away to help you. That's part of our setup that we do. So you'll have to get those printed items to promote your lists on your own if you don't have our help. But anyway, some owners are concerned about their staff supporting the lists. And, how hard would it be for them at the end of their meal with the bill if your server includes a way for them to get like a 10% coupon off on one entree of their dinner for signing up to your new VIP customer appreciation list? Give them 10% off to get the opportunity to market to them again and again. Have them text, for instance, save 10 to your number that we've arranged for and we pay for, that get a coupon code to redeem on their cell phone. They save 10% or they get free drinks or whatever you'd like to offer them, but they're on your list. And assuming we do this for you. If not, you can arrange it at your expense, but the phone on redemption is unique too, and at least seamless the way we do it for both email and SMS, and it provides you a good accounting measure. And you would need to craft a few offers, test a few, and see what works. But I'm sure you'll have a pretty good idea what most come in for too. And after you have a list built up, we suggest you contact them just 2 or 3 times a month. Each list needs to be set up, monitored, and promoted. Just keep that in mind, that you don't want to wear your welcome out, by overdoing it. And you certainly don't want to send them the same old stuff every time, at least until it's a very proven winner on your end. And if you had a list of 500 and you got 10% of them to come in with each broadcast, that would be an extra 50 tickets. And how much are those tickets on average? Well, Sheila's was 45. So 50 times 45 would be $22.50 3 times a month, which 3 times a month, that would total $67.50. That's 10%. That's a little on the low side for what our redemption is, but the usual for any of these offers is 8% for a poor one on up to 15% on a better offer. So using these numbers, a list of 500 brings in $67.50. That means each member of that list is potentially worth $6,750 divided by 500, or $13.50 a month to you. Now keep in mind what you can do with your list too. I mean, you can promote to it, and you can help to accomplish other goals. For instance, you could use it to fill up slow days if nothing else. You could have a coupon to come in Wednesdays before 4 p.m. You could have free hors d'oeuvres after 9 at the bar. You could, maybe you get a new chef and you want to introduce his new menu items. Maybe it's for you to take a well-earned vacation with the family, the boss is away sort of sale. We'll be working even if you aren't. And if you had an office lunch crowd list who wanted to know what your specials were each week, you could do it, on Monday at 10:30 when they're about to start talking about lunch. That would be another list, but, and again, it would have to be promoted and monitored and maintained. Or maybe you got a special buy on something in the morning. Maybe you got a special buy on steaks in the morning. You wanted to run a steak special that evening, and you could make an immediate broadcast as well if you wanted to. Well, for any of your offers, talk to us and we'll help you craft your offers to meet your goals. And remember that I said you could do it, and you certainly can, but honestly, if you haven't gotten the impression yet, it's a lot of work. It requires daily maintenance, coordination of your lists and offers, and then if you didn't get that, you just aren't listening. And quite often business owners have enough on their plates, and I know certainly wouldn't be in this business if it weren't automated. It's not the same type of work you have right now either, so there's usually a steep learning curve if you aren't used to it. Or you could pay to have it done, which gets you up and running a lot quicker and making money much sooner. And as luck would have it, I'd like to say it's coincidence, but it isn't. I happen to have a service designed to do all that for you. Not only that, but as new technology comes along, we'll keep on top of it and make changes accordingly. The SMS phone number and the phone line will be all set up and going, and that's a key. And it's hot right now. Facebook Messenger may be the coming thing, but it's not there as of right now due to their API rules. And that's just, API just refers to things that they will allow you to use their records for, is the best way to explain it. It could be done manually, but, just an example of what we're monitoring for when the time is right. So what we will do, and what you would have to do if we don't, you'd have to set up an autoresponder for emails. You'd have to have an autoresponder for texts. And yes, they are separate, except with us. And you'd have to make sure it can handle graphics, because a picture is worth 1,000 words. And the coupon buyers list you'd have to maintain, the regular customers list, even the birthday and anniversary clubs lists, if you like. And, maybe you've got a seasonal clientele. We can set something special up for returning snowbirds. It'd be an extra list, what's your special situation? Maybe you've got another reason. Maybe the office lunch crowd. We're flexible. That's the point I'm trying to make. And then you'd have to create the graphics and, make placards and tabletops and maybe little handout cards printed, and we send them over to you to help you advertise your lists. And here again, it's very important that your efforts have the support of your staff. If you can't deliver that, then you're wasting your time, and I'll tell you that right now. But we're going to create graphics for your digitals, and we even have some staff training that we can help the servers or the service people help you promote your list. So if we do it all for you, our gold setup includes 3 lists. Be the regular customers and the deal site customers and the birthday anniversary clubs. And we let fly up to 4 offers a month, all automated. Now I said, that ideally you'd only want 2 or 3, and that's very true. But if you, again, had a special buy or maybe a change in personnel, like you wanted to announce a new cook and new menu items and so on, a 4th one you might be able to sneak in there once in a while. I just wouldn't do it very often. Or if you did, it would be something more of informational value, perhaps, maybe a free recipe or something like that they might also appreciate. And if you want more, you'll have the logins to send them if things come up quickly, like a special buy. And we'll set up graphics for your regular offers and your lists too. And we'll help you compose your offers. You tell us what you want to promote, and we'll get it set to go and sent out for you. And again, up to 4 a month is included already. And by using our system, you'll be able to track your results through digital coupon redemption. And that will help you know how much you're making as your return on investment and what that list actually cost you. The way that works is that we have a button that only the Well, anybody can push it, but when you push the button, it asks for a redemption code, and you can just put in uh, you know, a number that you've predetermined, like 1234, or maybe your street address or whatever as the PIN number, and that allows you to redeem the code so it doesn't get redeemed by the customer accidentally. And at the same time, if you want, we can set it up so that that will ask the server how much off the bill does this did this customer actually have, because maybe you gave them a choice. Maybe you gave them a free drink, it's worth $2.99. Maybe you took 10% off the entree, so it's $1.40. You know, that sort of thing, and that'll help you total up at month end as to exactly what this list may have cost you. But whatever it is, I'll guarantee you it's a good value. So I guess the million-dollar question is still, how much do we charge for all this? Well, let's see. We conservatively estimated that Sheila would be making $57,000 and potentially even over $100,000 because we took her actual numbers and percentages that we both agreed on, and then we slashed even those in half to get to the $57,000. So we could price our service accordingly, like Groupon. Heck, you're already paying half of that to them and happy with it, so you've proven and shown it's worth $28,500 to you. So it's worth it to you, and our service is very unique. It's not like another one. There's nothing like it. But don't worry, I'm not going to take advantage of the situation like that. I want to be your new best friend, not somebody you grumble about like Groupon. And boy, do I hear about them. But if you recall, my initial claim was that you'd be making $10,000 more plus or more dollars. So really anything less than $18,000 would at least live up to what I said. That's half of the $57,000 that Sheila had, or $28,500 less $10,000 would be $18,500. And you were interested in hearing about that, so that should be fair. But honestly, I would feel like I was stealing from you. And if you know anything about me, I hope that it would be that I would be looking out for you. If we do business together, my attitude has always been, what's good for your business will be good for me. And I want you to make money so you can pay my bill right away. So it's a little selfish. I would love for you to look forward to seeing my bill and paying it first and say, hey, that's my new best friend Corky. As much as anything like that would be possible anyway. But that's the philosophy I've always worked under, and it's too late for me to change. Another option would be to take on a new employee to handle the system. But I can't imagine you could find anyone qualified on even a part-time basis at less than $1,000 a month to run it. And setting up such a system on an automated basis would require a very high level of technical expertise, well, as we've already done. And we spent well in excess of $50,000 to develop this system. And years of trials and testing to automate it and to be able to bring it to small business, hopefully with all the bugs worked out. We find one every now and then, but when we do, we fix it. And if you could find an employee for $1,000 a month to do it manually, what we've automated, that would be a super valuable person. So $250 a week would be a steal for you, plus expenses, of course, the $50,000 development sort of expense. Automation, you need an autoresponder, an integration of all the services you need. And I know it sounds easy, but frankly it's been a bitch. And I don't mean to tease you, but what I wanted you to realize is just what value this offer is, and the very real numbers that you are now paying to Groupon to do it for you, or to have an employee do it for you manually. Groupon is doing this exact sort of thing. Not quite as high a level as we provide, but the basic version, and that's why you see so many back with repeat coupons. Think about it. You see, because of our automation, we can do this for you for under $100 a week on an ongoing basis. Setup is extra, that's true, but after it's all ready to go, all we need to do is change out the offer, and we'll be sending to each of your lists. We don't make a thing on this until it's run for a while because of the heavy setup expense. So we're thinking long term. And to be long term, it has to work for you. If it doesn't work for you, it won't work for us. But right now, we're feeling the spirit of the season, and we decided to enroll another 50 small businesses, mainly restaurants and spas and massage parlors, into our program, right around this time of year and at a Christmas price. In fact, right now, until December 20th, or 50 new accounts, we're having a sale. It's limited to 50 because it's a lot of work, and honestly, right now, that is all I think we can handle without service suffering a little bit for everyone else. So if you miss it, we'll probably open up after New Year again, and you may be able to join, but only at the regular price. It should take roughly a week to set things up, and if we're getting in 50, it might take 2 weeks, but that's why what we're going to do, we normally charge $497 for setup, and then we have a monthly fee of $397. But up until December 20th, or until we have our 50 new accounts, we're giving a little Christmas bonus to end the year, and we're only charging $397 for the setup of all 3 lists, the Groupon, the regular customers, and the birthday list. But we're also including 1 month's free service to get your feet wet, and the printed graphics to get you started, and your coordinated autoresponders, and the SMS phone number, and the automated on-site coupon redemption. They're all included. And thereafter, we will charge our new members a monthly fee of $347. That's $50 off a month, and it comes with a broadcast size of 2,500 for each of email and SMS. So it's actually a total savings for the first year of 1 month's free service, valued at $397, at $100 off the startup and $50 off the regular monthly, for a total savings of over $1,000 for the year. Actually works out to almost $1,050. But anyway, so instead of paying the usual setup and monthly fees, it's only $397 for setup, and the first month's included. And then next month and thereafter, it would be $347 for the next 50 accounts only. So that's under $100 a week, and I don't see it being this inexpensive again. What did we say Sheila should make off this? Okay, $57,600, which was a discounted number by 50%, and the Groupon number was discounted again after that. So we have excuse me. We have a demo. We have a demo too, so that you can go through it all with your very own numbers, and you can come up with your own fees, what it will make you, what it will save you, and those would be using actual figures related to your business. And I'd urge you to go through that and see, just what you're comfortable with. So your options now, if you want to go to our demo system, you can go to DealSite Dynamite, DealSiteDynamite.com, and run through your own demo. We have calculators on there that'll tell you exactly what it'll work out to. And after you've taken a look at exactly what your numbers will look like, that'll leave you with a couple of options. First of all, you can continue going on as you are and making Groupon your partner, or you can try getting their hands out of your cash register, and so you won't have to do double the work for the same money. Or you can hire me to set the system up for you and start working as smart as Groupon does, but you'd be working for yourself in that case and not them. So do you think you might be interested? Just put an I in the box if you would be. There's 1, 2, 3. Wow, that's great. How do I have this special on too much longer? Great. Anyway, I understand that it sounds too good to be true, but that's exactly how Groupon became so big. So now, as long as you can get back to me before December 20th, and of course before we enroll another 50, it won't be a problem at all. But I do have to cut it off there because I want to enjoy the holidays with my grandkids, and that gives me time to set everyone up and get things running for them before Christmas to get a quick start on the new year. And I'm not even asking you to commit right now. Go through your numbers and see how it feels, and then when it's comfy, come join us. Call me, and we'll set it up. And if you have a couple moments more, I want to be sure and tell you about a couple of bonuses that I'm throwing in for a Christmas promotion as well. And I don't think I've mentioned them yet. So there is even more. The first bonus, I don't know how much of it you might be aware of, but Google is starting to label sites as potentially unsafe if they don't have an SSL certificate. And that's just a security certificate. If you see a website starting with HTTPS, it's a secure website. Like if you go to a shopping cart, you'll always see that, or you go to PayPal, Amazon, any of those, you'll see that. But if you don't have it on your site, after the first of the year, they're going to be labeling your site as potentially unsafe. And they're doing it now with their Chrome browser because they own Chrome. But after the first of the year, it's going to be rolled out to Foxfire and the others. So anyway, it normally sells for up to $250, but if you take advantage of our new system, that's something that we'll add for your site for free. And we can do that with all WordPress and HTML accounts up until January 1st. And I may continue that afterwards, but I'll have to see how it works out after it's implemented by Google. But anyway, that would normally cost you $250, and it's an expense or an issue you're going to have to deal with. Or I guess you could ignore it, but if you see an unsafe site, an unsafe tag on a website, what are you going to do? Well, your customers or people looking for you are going to be doing the same thing. They're going to be boogieing and finding somebody who isn't a potential threat. The second Christmas bonus, we're going to be issuing local directories designed to bring you even more customers that you can add to your lists. And, as marketers say, the money's in the list, and it's going to be eternally free for our VIP list customers. And it's going to be launching about March 1st. You'll be a Charter Gold member atop all other gold listings in your category for your area. So no matter how much somebody spends, you're going to be on top. And any and all others that join the directory after that, they'll never be ahead of you in the listing, and they'll be paying at least $67 a month to be listed under you. And third on the list, we're going to be giving discounts to any future services, just like the directory service, for instance, as a CFL Business Journal subscriber. And we keep a tight watch on technology as part of our magazine, and when we find something of broad and even sometimes narrow interest, we try and let the business world know. And being on the cutting edge is drudgery for many. I mean, you'd go nuts going through some of the emails that I go through every day, but I find it intriguing, and when something better comes out, I would share it with you, as I do on the magazine. But every now and then we offer programs such as this, and any of the future things that we offer that you might want to take advantage of, you would get a preferred customer discount on. So anyway, most of the things that come out are just rehashes of previous tools, and there's a lot of junk. But from time to time, we do find new services that are worth their weight in gold. Well, like the SSL certificate, for an example, that's recent. So we keep track of the technology, and that means that any tools such as this VIP List Builder program will remain cutting edge as well. And when we do find that hidden gem, if you want to see what all the fuss is about, as a current customer, you'll be able to take advantage of any program that you will think will work out for you, and it'll be at a steep discount. And last, but far from least, is a free website audit. What this amounts to, it's a very detailed report for you telling you where your web presence needs some work, and where you're doing well. It'll go over all sorts of things like your positions in the search engines and the technical information of your website. Now you paid good money to have it built, and it looks good to you, but do you really know how well it looks to Google? And that's the big question. So if you're like most small business owners, I have to say, and don't feel bad, because no one else knows just how it looks to Google either. I mean, it's a technical audit for a reason. At least until they have an audit like this, and then it opens your eyes, and it gives you a huge insight into the digital world, and it tells you if your site just looks pretty to humans or to the search engines too. And it goes over your linking, your social efforts, your tags, your keywords, everything from soup to nuts. It's basically a blueprint to help you to know where you can put your efforts and to move up in the search engine's placement if you want to. I'm sure you've looked for things on Google and you've usually found it on page 1. Well, everybody else does that too. If it isn't on page 1, nobody sees you. And that applies to your searches as well as people looking for what you have to offer. Excuse me. If you follow it, this blueprint, there's a fair chance that you'll end up on page 1. And with that would come a new source of revenue for all that free traffic. Get some of them on your new list to help build those relationships, and the sky is the limit. If you want help, I'm here for that. But remember when I said, if it was good for you, it was good for me. More people on your list, happier you are with me. So it comes around, in my opinion, and this is a darn good example of it, as the second bonus of the directory membership. Now, many of the things that this will help you realize, they're free to do with a little skill, so it's very worthwhile. Most business people don't even realize what something like an audit encompasses, much less that it's even available. I see the most common charge for these are anywhere from $197 to $297, but I like to be sure people have them as a guide, so I like to throw it in with my offers. But that shouldn't be taken as it being something cheap. Not at all. I mean, just so you know, it is valuable enough that we bought rights to the program at no small expense just for this purpose. And as to how much it's actually worth to any particular business is impossible to say. You may have all your ducks in a row, but honestly, I've never seen one that did. And if you were getting the best free traffic flow from Google already, you wouldn't be looking to Groupon for customers for new business in most cases. It's not your fault that your website may have issues. You have to understand that. You don't know what you don't know. I mean, you trusted whoever you had the site built by to have been an expert in these things. And you get your site and you see how it is visually, but you never really know how it's put together from a technical point of view. Many webmasters took more design graphics in college than technical construction courses. And even if they did, these things can change with time. Excuse me. And that's what the search engines are really looking at. So this could be priceless for you. We won't know until it's done, but at least it'll bring you some peace of mind in the meanwhile. So just to recap, that's what you'll be getting for signing up before December 15th. You'll be getting the your very own VIP customer list builder system and the support graphics and all that comes with that. That's regularly $497 to set up and a monthly of $397. But until the 20th of December, it'll be $397 set up, and that'll include a free month and a regular monthly subscription of $347. And all that's a total savings of $1,047. Your first bonus, the SSL certificate, which you'll need next year, that's a real value of $250. That'll be free as long as you're a member of VIP, and that includes the installation. Your second bonus is the top listing in our upcoming directory, and that's a real value of $67 a month, but you'll be the top dog, so it could actually be more. But that's free, and $67 a month would make it an $804 value for the year. And third bonus, any future discounts on any CFL Business Journal online help. that value is undetermined because we don't know what it'll be, obviously, but could be nothing, it could be hundreds or even thousands. And that's up to you as to where you want to go with your online presence and just how much money you want to make. The fourth bonus is the website offer, and that's a current value of $250, and that's free. So your total value, if you sign up before December 20th, if you add all those things up and just putting in zero for the future discounts on CFL Business Journal Help, your total savings would be $23.51. And if there's something else I can do for you as a bonus, I'd be glad to consider it. I'm always open for suggestions, but if you need something else for your online marketing, I'd be happy to give you a quote. It probably wouldn't be anything I'd be interested in doing if you didn't become a member of the VIP List Builder program, because I'm putting most of my efforts into current clients other than this program right now. So with a sale, there is no better time to take advantage of the CFL discount. We're usually very effectively priced anyway. And when you join this, we can talk about other things you need as you need to. I'll give you my cell phone number and try to answer all clients' calls. And as you can imagine, that wouldn't be possible unless I ran a decently typed ship. And not as part of the offer, just something I believe in and will be doing. Every purchase in this program will become part of our support for both the Wounded Warriors Project and St. Jude's Children's Hospital. The more members we have, the more significant our support will be. And again, it's just something I want to do to give back and help those that have carved this nation and for the future of the nation. So, what kind of questions do you have? Any that I haven't answered? Okay, we've got one. Says yes, I think we can go ahead. I'm just worried because it just doesn't seem to have a downside. Too good to be true, sort of thing. Well, yeah, I understand. And before I send you the links to join, I'd like you to do me one favor. I want you to be happy. And if you would text DEMO, DEMO, to 863-777-5765, I beg your pardon. It's 863-777-5765. And that will help you see an actual demonstration of just the sort of sales funnel that your customers will be getting, so that you're more comfortable with how this works. And as I said, no high pressure. I really don't think it has to be. It does sell itself, just as you've alluded to. But if there's a downside other than my bill, I don't know what it would be. And we do require that be paid, so I guess that's it. But there are no hidden strings. There's nothing bad about this. You're going to find out later. And remember, there's no contract. I mean, you can quit this at your convenience. That's up to you. If we've been running this for 3 months and you don't feel it's worth its weight in gold, quit. Nothing lost. No hard feelings. But if you could type in DEMO to 863-777-5764, jeepers creepers, 863-777-5765. Man, what's so hard about that? I'll send you a link to join up, and when you're comfy, you can do it. Okay, got another one. My mind spinning right now with all the possibilities, but I know we see repeat Groupon customers, and if I just had the full price for the coupon instead of the 50%, I know this would pay for itself. The rest would be gravy. Well, okay, there you go. I couldn't have said it any better. And it usually does pay for itself. Well, it always does. And the nice thing about your coupons is you can charge for them like a gift certificate. That's what Groupon does, which is another nice Christmas approach with all this sort of communication system between you and your customer. You could put a special on gift certificates. Buy a $50 gift certificate and get a $10 gift certificate in addition. Something like that. That we can handle for you. No problem. But you can sell it as a gift certificate, or you can tell them to redeem it within 2 weeks right off their smartphone with the waitress or the clerk or the server. And that way they receive the same price with no out-of-pocket right now. And it is Christmas, too. But by the time you're set up, it would be after Christmas. But next Christmas we could promote it. We don't have your list set up yet. And I didn't even go over that, but we have a series set up to remind new enrollee customers of how much time they have left on their coupons. And this increases redemption dramatically. And as I've said, it's a whole system. It's well thought out and implemented. And I think you'll see that, and I think you'll enjoy the new financial freedom it offers you. I'm gonna end this here. I think I want to thank everybody for stopping by, and I hope that we'll be new acquaintances soon. Again, I'm Corky. My cell phone is 863-236-8193. There's not a 4 in it. I don't know where that came from. But anyway, I'd be happy to talk to you and answer any questions you have, or you can type demo into your smartphone and send that to 863-777-5765 for a demonstration of the system itself. All right, folks, I want to thank you for showing up and listening to this call. I know it's a bit long, but I think it'll be well worthwhile for you. If you have any questions, please give me a call on my cell phone. It's 863-236-8193. And if you would like to, I think we went over this, but if you would like to take a quick demo of the system to get an idea, if you type demo and texted that to 863-777-5765, we could take care of that for you, and you'd get an automated response to give you an idea. And again, SMS is over a 90% open rate, where email just doesn't get that good a shake. And any new things that came along, we would be on top of for you. So our system is going to adapt as things change. It's not the kind of thing where you're going to be left holding the bag on something antiquated in a couple of years. So anyway, I hope to hear from you, and I hope we can work things out. Thanks for listening, and I wish you and yours a Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year. God bless. Bye-bye.